You know, sometimes one unexpected moment can change everything. 1 minute everything is fine, the next minute your whole world shifts. Wahala just entered from nowhere. That was how it happened to Israel. Babylon came with full force, no small power, and turned everything upside down. Cities burned, families were scattered, and people who once walked freely were suddenly captives. Children who should be playing football in the streets were suddenly walking into captivity, barefoot, tired, and confused. Among those carried away was one fine young man, Daniel. Daniel wasn't your regular guy. He was smart, calm, and had that quiet wisdom that made elders listen. The kind of person who doesn't talk too much but always says the right thing. But that is the thing about destiny. It will follow you anywhere, even into captivity. It will still find a way to manifest. When they arrived in Babylon, King Nebuchadnezzar gave an order. Select the finest Israelite boys, intelligent, good-looking, and wise, and train them for palace service. And just like that, Daniel and his 3 friends, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, you know them as Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, were chosen. Not because they forced their way in, but because excellence has a way of announcing itself. From the beginning, Daniel stood out. Quiet confidence, deep conviction, the kind of man you just know is different. But when they brought royal food, rich, sweet, and full of temptation, but sacrificed to idols, Daniel just looked at it like, this one does not align with who I am and what I believe. See, that is how you know someone who truly knows their God. Compromise is not attractive to them. He asked politely for vegetables and water. Nothing dramatic, nothing noisy. And God honored that simple decision. By the time the training ended, Daniel and his friends were 10 times better than everybody else. 10 times. No small difference. So, when grace covers you, excellence becomes effortless. Now Nebuchadnezzar, the king himself, started having strange dreams. One particular night, the dream shook him so much he lost sleep. He called all his wise men, magicians, and astrologers. "Tell me my dream and its meaning," he demanded. They panicked. "Your Majesty, tell us the dream first, then we will interpret." The king said, "No. If you're truly wise, tell me both the dream and the meaning, or I will end all of you." See wahala. Of course, none of them could. And just like that, the order went out. Execute all the wise men. Daniel heard about it and said, "Wait, give me time. My God will reveal it." That night, Daniel and his friends prayed earnestly, and God, the revealer of secrets, gave Daniel the exact dream and its meaning. The next morning, Daniel went to the king and said, "Your Majesty, here is the dream. You saw a huge statue, gold head, silver chest, bronze belly, iron legs and feet of clay. Then a stone struck it and shattered it. That stone represents a kingdom God will establish, one that will never end." Nebuchadnezzar was amazed. He fell face down and said, "Truly, your God is the God of gods and Lords of kings." And just like that, Daniel was promoted, made chief advisor over all Babylon. From that day, Daniel served faithfully, not under one king, not 2, but 3 different kings. Nebuchadnezzar, then Belshazzar, then Darius. Each new ruler brought a new test, but Daniel remained the same, steady, wise, dependable. When Nebuchadnezzar's pride made him fall, Daniel was there, still standing. When Belshazzar threw that wild party and saw a mysterious handwriting on the wall, Mene, Mene, Tekel, Upharsin, it was Daniel who explained the message. That very night, Babylon fell, and Darius the Mede took over. And through all of it, Daniel's integrity never changed. Now, under Darius, Daniel's light began to shine even brighter. He was distinguished above all the other governors because he worked with excellence, no corruption, no laziness, no scandal. And you know how human beings are. Once your light shines too bright, jealousy starts to grow like a weed. They began to plot. They said, "We can't find fault in his work. The only thing that defines him too much is his God. That's where we will get him." So they went to the king with sweet flattery. "Your Majesty, you are so great. For 30 days, let no one pray to any god or person except you.
Whoever disobeys, let them be thrown into the lion's den. You know that kind of flattery that is sweet but dangerous. The king fell for it. He signed the decree without thinking. Daniel heard the new rule. He didn't panic. He went home, opened his window, and prayed. The same way he's done every day. You see, when something is part of your life, you don't pause it because the world is shaking now. You just continue. Of course, they caught him. That was the whole plan. The king was heartbroken, but there was nothing he could do. Babylonian law was binding. That evening, they took Daniel to the lion's den. Hungry lions were waiting. Real lions, oh, not the friendly type in cartoons. And Daniel, he walked in with a calmness that can only come from someone who truly knows their God. Not foolish boldness, oh, real trust. They sealed the den. The king couldn't sleep all night. But inside the darkness, something beautiful was happening. Heaven released an angel. The lions walked closer, sniffed Daniel. Then something shifted. They stopped and their eyes softened. They had just remained closed. God literally told them, not this one. My dear, there are moments when God will not remove you from danger. He will just make the danger powerless in front of you. Because when morning comes, and it always comes, your survivor will silence every mouth that mocked your faith. The same God who revealed secrets in Nebuchadnezzar's palace, who wrote judgment on Belshazzar's wall, who shut the lion's mouth in Darius's den, that same God is still at work today, quietly, powerfully, faithfully, defending his own. The golden lessons from the story of Daniel. 1. Excellence will always stand out, anywhere. Daniel didn't beg for recognition. His character and excellence spoke for him, even in a foreign land. When you do your best with integrity, you don't need loud self-promotion. Your results will introduce you. 2. Don't lose your identity because of your environment. Babylon had its own culture, gods and expectations, but Daniel stayed true to who he was. You may live in a world that pressures you to blend in, but real strength is knowing who you are and whose you are. 3. Small acts of obedience can produce massive results. Refusing the king's food looked like a small decision, but it became Daniel's foundation for favor. Never underestimate simple obedience. That's how God tests character before he elevates you. 4. Consistency is stronger than crisis. Daniel didn't start praying when the trouble came. He had been praying long before that law was made. When prayer becomes your lifestyle, not just your emergency plan, you will stand firm when storms hit. 5. Jealousy is the price of visibility. The moment your light starts shining, expect monitoring spirits. But don't dim your glow to make others comfortable. Let your integrity be your defense. 6. God doesn't remove you from the fire. He protects you inside it. Daniel wasn't rescued before the lion's den. He was kept safe inside it. God doesn't always change the situation. Sometimes he changes your experience of it. 7. Your private faith can create a public testimony. Daniel's quiet devotion became a national decree. When you stay faithful in private, God will honor you publicly in ways that shock people. 8. Leadership is influence, not position. Daniel served under multiple kings, yet he was never replaced. Why? Because true leadership flows from character, not title. 9. God's timing is never random. Every season, from captivity to promotion, had a purpose. Even in strange places, God is positioning you for something bigger than you can see. The lions saw Daniel, but they couldn't touch him. When you walk with God, the very things designed to break you will end up glorifying him. Sometimes God will allow lions' den moments not to test your strength, but to reveal his power. So when life corners you, don't panic. Remember Daniel. Because when heaven steps in, even the lions will go silent.
My people, this Daniel gist sweet abi, or how you see am? If this story touched your spirit, drop a heart in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so gist go reach more people. Alright, gist fam, till next gist, remember, this na the Bible retold like you've never heard it before. Na here we there. Bye-bye.
Carried away from home to a foreign land, dreams buried deep in the desert sand. But even in Babylon, far from the light, the hand of God still held him tight. He stood with wisdom, he walked with grace, a quiet strength on his face. While others bowed, he stood his ground. Faith like fire, courage profound. And the lions went silent when heaven spoke, chains fell down. The night broke, angels stood guard, fear took flight. The God of Daniel still wins the fight. Oh, the lions went silent, the fire went cold, faith stood firm, and the story was told. No wound, no scar, no trace of the night, 'cause the God of Daniel still wins the fight. They try to trap him, twist his name, turn his worship into shame. But you can't cage a heart that prays, you can't silence heaven's praise. The law was signed, the deed was done, the crowd thought the battle won. But one man knelt, the sky took note, and mercy filled that lion's throat. And the lions went silent when heaven spoke, chains fell down. The night broke, angels stood guard, fear took flight. The God of Daniel still wins the fight. Oh, the lions went silent, the fire went cold, faith stood firm, and the story was told. No wound, no scar, no trace of the night, 'cause the God of Daniel still wins the fight. Faith in the darkness, prayer in the pain, God of the captives, you still reign. One whisper from heaven, one angel's breath, and life overcame the shadow of death. He shut the mouths of fear and doubt, he turned the danger inside out. The world may roar, but I won't hide, for my God is stronger than the night. And the lions went silent when heaven spoke, every chain of fear. The Lord broke, angels stood guard, his power inside. The God of Daniel still wins the fight. Oh, the lions went silent, the darkness fled, faith was tested, but truth was spread. Now every nation lifts its eyes to the God who saves, the one who defies. He still shuts the mouths of lions, he still honors those who stand. Even in the den, even in the dark, God is still God.